Elsewhere last night, Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Southampton rock bottom of the Premier League. They're 3 points off the drop zone with a pretty poor goal difference. Tom Prentke starts off his match report in the Telegraph by saying there has been no new manager bounce at Southampton. Things have quickly soured for Nathan Jones, whose side remain rooted to the foot of the table, with the Welshman being jeered by his own supporters in what was only his 4th league game in charge, all of which have ended in defeat. This was a game he felt Jones had to come out on top to win over the supporters, and one that he could ill afford to lose, but Forest secured their first away victory of the season. It's now 6 league defeats in a row for the Saints, who failed, Gabs, to have a shot on target. It looks to me a team that lacks real quality. They've got an inexperienced manager, certainly Premier League manager. Yep. Do you fear the worst for Southampton?
I just think it's time for them to go down, to be honest. If I'm being brutally honest, I feel they've been...
What do you mean by that?
They've been flirting with relegation for years now. Always sell their best players. You know, where's the investment from the board? You know, they get a player who does well. All right, we'll sell you. You can't keep doing that and keep staying up. Finally, it's caught up with them. Their squad of players isn't good enough. A lot of young players they brought in who probably aren't ready for the Premier League. And if I'm being brutally honest, they deserve to go down. Not good enough, and maybe they need it. Go down, reset, and then come back up.
Do you know what? I agree. I thought, and I still think, Ralph Hasenhuttl is a really, really good coach. And I think when he first came into that club, he improved players, they played good football, and I'm convinced he will get another good Premier League job. And I think he was fighting a losing battle year in, year out.
Pep couldn't keep that squad of players up.
Well, yeah. And I agree. I think year in, year out, they sell their best players. Lack of recruitment. And I think Hasenhuttl was fighting a losing battle. And I kind of almost think whoever came in, let alone an inexperienced Premier League manager...
The problem is that these owners feel that, like... You know, we can sell our best players, bring in some other players, sell our best players, bring in some other players. We're going to get all this profit of money, not put it back into the team. Now look, you know, you've gone one step too far and they're going to get relegated and lose out on so much money.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because because there's a new owners obviously at Southampton, and the clear remit in the summer was to bring in young players. They obviously brought in a lot of Man City youngsters, which is fine if you think that is your way you want to go. You want to bring in young players and then develop them and hope, but you've got to then hope that they can still, while you're developing, do the business on the pitch at the same time. And I didn't really understand. I understood Ralph Hasenhuttl, the form wasn't great for South. I understand that from a decision-wise as to why they sacked him. What I didn't understand is if you have given him that opportunity to work with these young players, this is going to take a time. This is a period of time. This is a building opportunity. How can you then get rid of the manager you've kind of instructed to develop this team and get rid of him? You know, you might have, in some ways, I'm trying to get my words out here, but in some ways I sort of thought maybe even if they had gone down, Ralph might have been the one to bring them through, to develop these players, to then actually bring in academy starlets as well. Whereas you've got rid of this one person you charged with this new revolution at Southampton, who, yes, you're absolutely right, he has had some terrible results, but also has been able to get Southampton out of the mire before. And you bring in Nathan Jones, who doesn't have this Premier League experience. I feel very sorry for him because he's been put in a difficult position.
He's probably
come in and saw Southampton train and probably thought, Luton are better than these.
Well,
how brutally honest, you're probably looking at the squad of players, the quality, and be like, wow, what have I done here? I've left a better team to come to this. You know what I mean?
This is probably clearly it's a bigger job than what he had at Liverpool. At Luton, sorry. I think it's a difficult job for Nathan Jones, but fans are already turning, which doesn't make it any easier.
Can't be easy as a manager, can it, Gabs? 4 games in to hear your team jeered off. And again, I know it's not all the jeers be directed at him, but they must be pretty tough to take for a manager, right?
But you know as well, Sam, like they're probably just bored now, Southampton fans. You know, like
and
fed
fearing
up
the worst, right?
Every season. Like, when are they going to start like having a go? You know, you can't look at how the Premier League is now. There's no easy games, mate. Yesterday, you're probably thinking Southampton, all right, we'll beat Forest at home. That'll get us back up the table. No, any game they play now is going to be a tough game. But for me, the quality they've got, they will get relegated.
11 years they've been in the Premier League as well, so. That fight for survival is very much on for Southampton. They've got a couple of cup games before they then go have another Premier League game to encounter, and that is, as we were talking about before, Everton away on the 14th of January. Difficult spell for Nathan Jones.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.